Welcome
Hi.
back, everybody. We're here back at you with another
We're back.
conversation.
Yes, we're here with conversation number 35.
So,
Um,
we're going to be talking about, I know that you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen the documentary on Netflix. I think it's called the Cecil Hotel, right?
I think so.
And it's about the disappearance of Elisa Lam. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her disappearance, but I would recommend you guys watch the documentary on Netflix. And there's also another one on, is it Discovery? I think it's Discovery. Yeah, I think it's Discovery. And it's a scarier one. That one's more about
come here.
the hotel and the hauntings in the hotel, and that one's by, I think, the Ghost Hunters on the Discovery app, I guess.
Come here, dude.
So, we're gonna start off. What do you want to start off with? The hotel or the disappearance? Well, okay. What really brought the hotel to light was the disappearance of Elisa Lam. There's this really crazy video that went around social media after she disappeared, and it was because of how weird the video was. It was, I mean, when I first saw it, I was creeped out, and I watched and I listened to videos, creepy videos and stuff, and that one was pretty creepy. It was weird. I guess it was weird and it was odd.
Okay.
So do you want to talk about what happened with her?
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna get into it. Death of Elisa Lam. So I had read that she was 21.
Yeah.
She was so she was young.
Yeah.
And so it says on February 19, 2013, a body was discovered from a water tank atop of the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. It was later identified as Elisa Lam, a Canadian student at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver. She had been staying at the hotel when she was reported missing at the beginning of the month. A maintenance worker discovered the body when investigating guest complaints of problems with the water supply and pressure. So her disappearance has been widely reported. Interest has increased 5 days prior to the discovery of her body from LAPD. Released a video that the last time she was known to have been seen on the day of her disappearance by an elevator security camera in the hotel. In the footage, Lam is seen excited and re-entering the elevator, talking and gesturing in the hallway outside, and sometimes seeming to hide within the elevator. The video went viral on the internet, with many viewers reporting that they found it unsettling. So there's a bunch of explanations, I guess, that ranged from claims of paranormal involvement, let me see, or to bipolar disorder, which they knew that she took medication for. And it's also been argued that it has been altered prior to its release.
The what?
The video.
Oh, the video.
Yeah, so that's what they...
Yeah, because something with a timestamp. I guess they can't figure out, because the timestamp is kind of blurred. And so a lot of people were saying that the video was either, I guess they were saying that it was slowed down or sped up a little bit. I think it was sped up a little bit, which made it look weirder. But I don't know. I mean, the police department says that it wasn't tampered with, that's how the video was and that's how it was provided. So,
Okay,
it was just released.
Share a little bit of more info before we get to talking. So the circumstances of Lam's death, once she was found, also raised questions, especially in the light of the hotel's history in relation to other notable deaths and murders. So her body was naked, with most of her clothes and personal effects floating in the water near her. It took LA Coroner's Office 4 months after repeated delays to release the autopsy report, which reports no evidence of physical trauma and states that the matter of death was accidental. Guests at the Cecil are now rebranded to Stay on Main sued the hotel over the incident, and Lam's parents filed a separate lawsuit later that year. The latter was dismissed in 2015. Some of the early internet interests noted that they were considered to be unusual similarities between Lamb's death and the 2002 horror film Dark Water.
Mm-hmm.
The case has since been referenced in international pop culture. So, like, I think that's what the Netflix docuseries, right? The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. So that's what it's called.
So,
Crime Scene.
yeah. So the film came out in 2002. Okay, and she disappeared, or her death.
2013.
She died in 2013, which was after or before, after the movie.
Yeah, that was
after the movie. So, so let's talk about a little bit about what do you think happened? I mean, because it's kind of weird. Like, it's really weird, the circumstances, the video, and then how she was found. And not only that, so the hotel, I want to talk a little bit about the hotel, because the hotel has had a lot of history because of the location. So it is located in one of the
you said
higher crime rates, higher crime parts of LA. So there's the Skid Row, so which is known to be, I guess, dangerous, and there's like crime, and there's a lot of homelessness. So
so it's just rough.
Yeah, so the hotel is situated in a rough part of LA. And so what they're saying is that due to the fact that it's convenient, for people that are suffering with mental illness, or people that are suffering with like addictions, they found that place to be some sort of like a home or like sanctuary. So there was a lot of people that would stay there. A lot of like people, like even like serial killers stayed there. Okay, while they were committing these killings in LA, in Los Angeles. So the hotel has a rep. It has a history of people dying from either overdoses. There has been deaths, like people that were murdered in the hotel. From, I think there was this woman that they called her Goldie Bird, something about she used to feed the pigeons, the birds, and so she was brutally like assaulted and murdered in the hotel. And so there is also this instance of a woman that committed suicide. She jumped from one of the top stories, fell down to her death, and hit somebody that was walking by, which that person also died. So
yeah, dude,
so there's been a lot of like really weird like happenings in the hotel. So a lot of people say that this hotel is either like, I know Eileen said that it might be cursed.
Yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, it must be hexed or something. It's
something, or it might have some bad energy. It might have some bad entities. It might drive people crazy.
What was it? I know I heard it somewhere that some people like thought it's like a nexus to like evil energy or something.
Yeah, like it's a portal to like something evil. They talk about that in the documentary on the Discovery. I don't know if it's Discovery Channel. I don't know. You pay for it. It's so they did the Netflix documentary, and then they did the Ghost Hunters did the documentary. But theirs was more creepy because they actually like bring infrareds. They bring like all the spirit boxes. They talk to like spirits there. So it's that one was kind of dark and creepy. But they focus more on the hotel and how the energy it has, and people have seen shadows there and heard voices. So, and then it also gives them, some people that have stayed there, it also makes them very angry. It gives them this anxiety, this like, So it's really weird. It's a weird, for sure, hotel.
So it has some type of energy there?
It has bad energy, I think. With the murder of Elisa, or the death of Elisa, because I don't know, like it just feels like she was murdered in a way.
Yeah.
But then the documentary kind of makes it seem like she committed suicide because she was bipolar, and she had been suffering with that disorder for a long time, and she also wasn't taking her medication as she was supposed to. So they were saying that that's why she they're thinking that she had like a bipolar, like what is it, like a depression, like she went into the depression and she had an episode, and that's why it caused her to like commit suicide.
Yeah. I mean,
but I feel like the circumstances of her death are kind of weird.
They are. Did you want to get into like the video footage? Is there anything that kind of was bizarre?
So yeah, so I do want to talk about that because, and I'm gonna try to post the link to the video so you guys can watch it at the end. But so there's this part where she's kind of like that. Okay, so the video was the last time they saw her alive in the building. So the police department, they tried to find, you know, through the surveillance cameras, they try to find if she left the hotel at that time, or, you know, if she was still in there, but they never saw her leave. So it was really, really weird. Are you gonna show it?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can show it here.
Eileen's gonna try to show it with her phone. So.
There's ads, so sorry about that, everyone. So here is some footage.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just really odd.
What, didn't they say that there was like some 2 girls or something like that?
Yeah, because when she initially checked in, they put her in a like a like a roommate type stay.
Oh, okay.
And so they complained about her, and the hotel staff changed her to her own room. They gave her
Can you
own
hold juice because my hand's getting tired. Here, let me grab it with both hands. Yeah, it's pretty odd, huh?
It's really odd. Do you want me to hold it?
Yeah, my hands are gonna give up. They're tired. Alright, there you go. I think that's a good spot right there.
So it looks like she's like freaking out, or she's scared, and she's pushing all the buttons.
Yeah, like if she's running from
or she's trying to like maybe.
Yeah, like if she's.
But as you can tell, the timestamp, it's kind of like blurred. You can't really see the time. And then see the hotel, like the doors of the, what is it? Of the
elevator.
Yeah, the elevator aren't closing. And then she starts doing these weird.
Lift it up a little. It seems like she.
And it almost looks like she's talking to someone.
Yeah. But it also seemed like she was being followed in the beginning.
Okay, switch.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. This one's a 2-minute one, so.
And then she leaves, and that's it. So, yeah. I mean, so that's the last known footage that they have of her alive. After that, they couldn't find her for a while. And they ended up, eventually they ended up finding her in the tanks. And when she was found in the tanks, she didn't have any clothes on. Her clothes was in the tank, but it wasn't on her.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did the autopsy. She came back. She didn't have any signs of what is it called?
Like trauma?
Yeah, she didn't have any trauma in her body. Everything seemed normal. She did have a little bit of the medication that she would take for her bipolar disorder. But it was just really odd. Like, it was weird. And the lid. So I guess the lid was a whole thing in and of itself, because they were saying, so how was the lid closed if she jumped in there? How did she close the lid? Because it was really far for her to reach and close it. So a lot of people were saying somebody must have done murdered her and put her in there.
Yeah.
But there's no evidence of other people being there, or, anything left behind to where they can say that it was somebody else was involved. I don't know. It was just odd. It was an odd situation. And then, so there's a movie called The Dark Waters, and it almost has the same storyline of, you know, like a little girl that like jumps into the tank at a hotel or at an apartment complex, and she drowns, but they don't find her until the water starts to get dark in the apartment complex or hotel. I don't know what it is. And so it's just so odd how similar it is.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I don't know. It's really weird. But I did want to talk a little bit about, so I heard that there was this, I guess, voice spirit box session that they did with Elisa. And in the spirit box session, you know, she comes through and then they ask her about what happened. And she says that she was murdered, that this big guy murdered her. And so, you know, I mean, like a lot, it's controversial because a lot of people don't like it. We don't know if that's accurate, if it's real, you know, but it was just really interesting listening to the recording. And also, she was also wanting to really talk to her father. And, you know, she said that she was teased and that she was, that there was people following her, right? That there was like a couple guys that were following her, and that one of the guys, I guess this bigger man, I guess, was the one that ended up that murdered her based on the spirit box session. So, I mean, I just thought that was interesting as well, and I thought that was a little creepy.
So, okay, if you go with this theory, like hypothetically, like that's what happened, but it was in her mind, right? Like, let's say, because there's like nobody in the video, right? So she was being followed, and all this happened in her mind. Then how did the lid get closed?
That's exactly. So I don't know. I mean, and that's a good point, because the police, when they first, you know, called the police to tell them that she was missing, they did a thorough investigation of the whole hotel. They checked the hotel, the rooms, they checked the roof. They even took dogs up there, sniffed the tracking dogs. Yeah. And they didn't see anything odd with the roof. Like the lid was closed.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were saying, oh, maybe it was somebody from the hotel, a worker from the hotel. Maybe, you know, they all were in it. But
like, what would have been the motive to do something like that?
Yeah, that's another
if she
good
was
point.
Just like just there, right, as a tourist, basically.
She was touring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's odd. And then in the video, you guys can see, as soon as she leaves, she gets out of the picture, it closes.
Yeah.
The doors close, and then the elevator starts going to each. But you know
what? You're right, because she was pushing the buttons and it wouldn't close, right?
It wasn't closing, and that's why she kept looking like, why is this not closing? Was somebody holding the button so it wouldn't go down? Was she really talking to someone? Because it looked like she was trying to like talking with her hands a little bit. So I don't know. It was just, she didn't have any alcohol, or no drugs in her autopsy. So yeah.
I mean, it's just very mysterious and bizarre.
That's very bizarre. I don't know.
I mean,
do you think it has something to do with the hotel? Maybe something was like attached to her. Maybe there was a dark energy.
That was my next question. Do you feel like there was any paranormal involvement?
Well, okay, here's the thing. Because I do think that there is evil spirits there, based on 2 serial killers that stayed there.
Wow, okay.
And they would, like Richard Ramirez was one of the ones that would stay there. One of the, I guess he was like the Night Stalker, they called him.
Okay.
When back in the 70s,
wow,
80s, I'm not sure what year, but he would murder people at night. He would go in through the windows and murder people.
Wow.
And like in their home, and then he would go back to the hotel like drenched in like with bloody clothes, and he would take off the clothes outside and dump them, and he would just walk into the hotel on his like underwear, like full of blood.
What?
Yeah, dude, like. And nobody would say anything. Like, nobody would be like, oh, this is weird. You know, it was the dangerous part of LA. So, I don't know. So,
I guess nobody wanted to
guess nobody wanted
Everyone
to, like.
just, minds their own.
Yeah.
Well, I can see that happening. where if somebody did see something, they just mind their own, because who wants to get involved, especially if you're in like a rough neighborhood like that.
Yeah.
Where things could happen to you for being a snitch or something.
Right. That's
so
true.
that's also a possibility. The environment.
So I mean, I don't know. I think definitely there could be something with the hotel, something evil that's lurking there, and that sometimes attaches to people that are vulnerable. I mean, I don't know. It could be that she was just having an episode. That's another, plausible scenario. But just the lid thing, it's like,
it still has questions.
It's questionable, and it's like, what if somebody did do something to her?
And then just
I mean, I feel really, really bad. My heart goes out to her parents and her family, and it must be something really difficult and not know and not have closure. Yeah, it's just really sad. So it's a really sad situation. So the hotel since has been sold.
Oh.
So I think it's like an investor from New York bought it, and they're gonna restore it. And I don't know if they're gonna turn it into a living structure or if it's gonna also be a hotel.
Okay.
So and they said that they're gonna construct a pool out on top of the roof.
Wow.
And they're gonna put like a little lounge area up there. Right? I
don't know.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
if anybody has some theories.
Yeah, if you guys watch the documentary, let us know what you think about it. What do you think about the hotel? Do you think there's something crazy going on there? But
any theories we'd like to hear. And we'd also like we'd like to invite you to our Facebook page as well.
To join our Facebook page, and it's Casual Conversation with G&A. So go ahead and like our page. And we're going to be posting up videos there. These videos, we're going to be posting them up there. And then also, maybe hopefully we'll add some merchandise. So
yeah, and I feel like it'd be cool there because if you have any questions, you can just comment.
Yeah, you can comment or just message us.
Yeah.
But that's all we have for you guys today. And hopefully you enjoyed this conversation. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
All right, bye.